At a recent press conference, Mayor Daley discussed the state of the city's budget and said no new taxes or fees will be included in next year's budget, which will be presented to City Council next week. Here are highlights of the October 15th news conference.
The economic recession has plagued our nation for well over a year and unfortunately continue to affect most of Chicago's working families. The fact is that many of Chicago's working people are still losing their jobs as businesses continue to cut their spending and adjust to a new economic reality. Interesting thing is they're not layoffs, they're elimination of jobs, and there's a difference. A layoff is that someday you'll come back. Elimination of jobs means it's out of the budget. Not enough new jobs are being created in the foreseeable future. No one is talking about creating jobs, and I met with business leaders and continually asking them about the creation of jobs. Unfortunately, in the home foreclosure, especially the bridge loans that are coming this fall and winter, this is where someone recently purchased a home in the last 4 years for $600,000, and now, unfortunately, it's valued at $300,000. Maybe someone has lost their job in the home, or someone has been cut back. It's becoming and that's going to become a huge crisis. And those are all, unfortunately, working families in the metropolitan area. One or two in the family are working. And so when they bought the home the last 5 years, they put a bridge loan together. And now I've asked people to adjust those bridge loans to allow the people to stay in their home, because in foreclosure, as people move out of their homes, it becomes a real liability to everyone, in both the city and the companies and everyone. It's still tough to get a loan. It is very difficult to get a loan or send someone to college. And people are saying that they can't get a loan, or they can't even get a loan to send their child to college. Well, the stock market is improving because as everybody's laid off and everybody's cut everything down, they're going up 2 cents, 3 cents, and they say, oh, they're going up, 4 cents, and it's an improvement of, the last month by 20%, and everybody's excited about that. But it's really not creating any new jobs, or it's not moving money into the markets as fast as we think would be in order to create jobs. Many working families who are fortunate enough to be able to invest before the recession already have lost much of their savings, or maybe entire savings, and don't have money to really even get back into the market, unfortunately. Every level of government across the nation is facing the same challenge, except the federal government. They print money, but that's a side issue. Revenues for every city and state are still dropping, and we see that significantly. We're seeing economically sensitive tax revenues fall. For example, income tax revenues are expected to fall by an additional $55 million, $1 million below the 2009 levels, and that's statewide. The real estate transaction tax is projected to drop an additional $2 million from the record low 2009, and that could be worse off, we think. The sales tax is also projected to drop an additional $25 million below 2009 levels. The question is, how do you deal with all these challenges that are facing us? Fortunately, in Chicago, we saw the recession coming, acted to cut spending, get ahead of slowing revenues. Last year, the city cut more than $160 million in spending. This year, we've already cut spending by 59. We plan to cut even further through improved management and efficiencies. This year, we reached meaningful agreements with many of our unions. We had press conferences about that helped us avoid layoffs and continue to provide basic services. We're reducing city services for 3 days this year. My top managers and I are taking a total of 15 unpaid holidays this year. Unpaid. In Chicago, we haven't eliminated any service. Instead, we try to do more with less and provide services much more efficiently. Other cities have been forced to raise taxes, fees, including property taxes, sales tax, gas tax to balance their budget. They've laid off fire and police and other cutback real services. And I talked to other mayors. It doesn't matter what size city. They're all in the same position. Oak Park has laid off firefighters, and other cities, smaller cities, are doing the same thing. And so we're looking at, I will not support any type of property tax or fee increase in this budget. And I'm here to announce that in next year's budget, we will not increase property taxes. Neither will we include any new tax, fine, or fee increase, or any new tax, fee, or fine of any kind. I understand that times are very tough for people. I don't feel right asking them to pay more for city government right now. There is no time to burden people even more. I will present the 2010 budget to the City Council members next week for their consideration. We're still putting the final details on how on the budget plan, so I won't be able to address more specific questions until we release the budget next week. We're still fine-tuning it, to be very frank. But I want more people to know that we're working to protect them during these very, very tough economic times, and I think they're going to get much tougher than people expect. The budget will offer next week will operate government more efficiently and openly, even as we invest in our city's key needs, which are important. Thank you.